The biking culture has boomed in India, and as it goes, everybody wants an adventure capable bike. Adventure tourers are the thing. Everybody wants an adventure tour. They want to go to high places, they want to go for rides for days and days, cover hundreds of miles in a day. So to meet this demand, every company is marketing their bikes as adventure capable bikes. This is Mahindra's offering for an adventure capable bike. At first look, it looks like a beefy bike. It looks quite a bit big for a 300cc. It is big. It is big from the front headlight setup, from the cowl to the tank. It has a huge 21-liter tank and it looks beefy from all sides. It has 186 kilos of curb weight, which is quite a bit for a 300cc bike. Also the twin tubular frame that gives it quite a bit of strength. It looks strong, it's quite a bit of support, but it also adds to the weight, but it gives it that beefy look, which is quite signature of the Mojo. The rear end has good styling. I like the curves, the triangular end with the LED tail lamp. They've done a really good job in the looks department for the rear end. I would say ergonomically it's a really good bike. It's comfortable. The seat is excellent. It gives excellent pliability for the rider and for the pillion, paired with good suspension. Up front, it's an excellent suspension. Behind also the suspension is pretty good. The handlebar though, for taller people, I think needs to be a little bit higher and a little bit broader. That would suit the adventure category more. Performance. The bike rides well, it handles well. Although the torque and the BHP figures have gone down because of BS6. There's a huge catalytic converter here. At 25 BHP and 26 Newton meters, the bike has adequate power. It's not exciting, but it has adequate power. You can tour on it all day at 110-120 kph. Suspension is adequate. They've given quite a beefy suspension up front, so it will take a lot of the shocks when you're riding. The braking is excellent. It has a 320 mm petrol disc up front and 220 at the rear, which is very adequate braking. For the speeds that you're going to go at, it is extremely adequate. I like the braking on this bike. It's not a torque monster or it's not going to fly, but it will get you there and it will get you there comfortably. Tires, the MRF tires, stock tires are bad. It does come with, for the higher variants, they have Angel GT, if I'm not wrong. Angel GT is a much better tire for all weather, and it's much more suited for the adventure purpose. I would say go with that tire. They put a bigger sprocket. There's a big sprocket on the back to compensate for the loss of power figures. The big sprocket sort of compensates and gives it torque throughout the range, so that you have adequate pull at all speeds. Though it's meant to tour all day long, there are spots of vibration on the bike. Although you don't feel any vibrations at the handlebar or at the pegs, but at the spot where the seat meets the tank, you will get vibrations at around 5,500 RPM. If you have a pillion, they'll probably start after 4,500 RPM. I have mixed feelings about the electronics package on this bike. So, for the size of headlamps, it's a pretty bad throw. You have to put some aux lights if you want to go touring. They should probably give you better lights. They should probably change it to an LED. Even the blinkers that's in. The nice thing I liked about this electronics is the dual horn. It's very loud and clear. Excellent horn. I love the horn. Though I think on the other parts they need to work on. I don't really like the speedometer. It's pretty outdated. The only thing interesting is the RPM lights go up and down, but I'm really not satisfied with that. One of the major issues I think for touring, for any kind of adventure riding, would be ground clearance. They've claimed a ground clearance of 165 mm, which is not really 165 mm. So with this cowl, it comes to about 150 mm, and I think for a rough rider, he'd probably break the cowl in a couple of days. The placement of the catalytic converter, I would say needs a rethink. Although, you know, BS6 and all that, but if it could be routed better, you'd get a much better ground clearance. It would be a truly adventure capable bike. There is a huge market of aftermarket parts for adventure capable bikes, especially. Even for this bike, you can tailor it to your needs for any application, and you can kit the whole bike for whatever your use is. You just need to pay attention that is compliant to RTO rules. To conclude, at an ex-showroom price of 2 lakhs approximately for the base model, it seems a little bit overpriced, but if you consider that the build quality is quite sturdy and it's not going to give you problems, at least with the build quality. The plastics are good, the tubing is good, and the availability of aftermarket parts are good. So you may consider to buy this bike if you plan to go far, or you plan to even use it as a commuter. Even if you don't like this video, you still need to like, subscribe and share it, and please share your comments and queries in the section below.